Okay, so today, to wrap up our week of Mafia content here on the channel, I wanted to watch the Mafia franchise anniversary video. I remember seeing this back in 2017 when it came out and instantly fell in love with it. I think it's one of my favourite pieces of game promotion material out there. If you don't know, all of the Mafia games are told retrospectively. In Mafia 1, you have Tommy Angelo talking to Detective Norman about his time working for the Salieri crime family. In Mafia 2, you have Vito Scaletta sitting down and going through his photo album, reminiscing about the time he spent working for and eventually against the Clemente crime family. And then of course you have Mafia 3, where the entire game is a documentary where Father James Ballard and Jonathan Maguire are interviewed respectively about Lincoln Clay's actions whilst he was taking down the Marcano crime family. What this anniversary trailer did, which I really liked, was it took Mafia 3's documentary and zoomed out and showed that it wasn't just a documentary about Lincoln Clay taking down the Marcano crime family, and it was actually a documentary about all three of the games. And this anniversary trailer is narrated by Jonathan Maguire, so it does keep up the continuity of it being the same documentary. I absolutely love that, and without further ado, let's jump straight into the trailer. Of course, all the companies that are responsible for this fantastic franchise.
When you really break it down, there are only two groups of people in the world. Those with power and those who want power. Take your hypothetical overworked, underpaid cab driver in Lost Heaven who finds himself on the payroll of a prominent crime family.
Where to? Anywhere. Fast.
Suddenly we're not talking hypotheticals, but about Tommy Angelo and his work for the Salieri crime family. But there are times when the work doesn't fit the man. Take when Tommy cornered Salieri's man, Frank Coletti.
Frank, the Don sent me.
Coletti'd gotten pinched and became a federal informant. And, no surprise, Salieri wanted him in the ground, pronto. Coletti told Tommy he did what he needed to do to protect his family. And there was something about his story. The wife, the kid. It hit home for Tommy. And Coletti walked. When Salieri found out, he ordered a hit on Tommy. And that's when Tommy Angelo did what was best for his own wife and kid. Entered witness protection.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes?
Mr. Salieri sends his regards.
You saw this type of thing happen again in Empire Bay years later. Different circumstances, different people, but consistent. And of course, that would be the events that went down with Vito Scaletta and Joe Barbaro.
You remember the wise guys we used to see when we was kids?
Yeah, why?
The guy we're meeting here is one of them.
Scaletta hoped working for the mob would allow him to provide a better life for his mother and sister.
Yeah.
Where'd you get all this money, Vito?
Scaletta and Barbaro were like brothers. In those days, you were hard-pressed to be able to hire one and not end up with the other at his side. You have to understand, the mob's a group of people who do just about anything to get what they want. Sure, they may throw around words like family, but there's no such thing as loyalty in their world, not really.
What'd they tell you, Vito? Take care of me and all's forgiven?
Scaletta and Barbaro, they were the exception to the rule. But even then, it was the thirst for power that drove them, and that's the thing that brought them down in the end.
Hey, what the hell's going on? Where are they taking Joe?
Sorry, kid. Joe wasn't part of our deal.
Which, of course, is how Scaletta ended up working out of a shithole in New Bordeaux. Now, you could make a compelling case that without Scaletta, you'd have never had New Bordeaux's own crime boss, Lincoln Clay. Lincoln was born with nothing. Essentially, grew up with nothing. That is, until he met Sammy Robinson. In Lincoln, he was forever bonded to Sammy and his brother Ellis. And despite of all the crimes he committed, I have no doubt he'd have laid down his own life for either one of them. No question. He lost everything that mattered most to him in the Night of Blood, save for his friendship with a morally bankrupt CIA agent. Point is, Lincoln Clay brought down the entire infrastructure of the mob in New Bordeaux, built up his own thing to take its place. Even still, what he did wasn't motivated by business. It was all about his family.
I'm here to make you pay for what you did to Sammy and Ellis Robinson.
These men were fully aware that what they were doing was wrong, so redemption's not a possibility here.
Let me see your hands.
But what I will say is when forced to make a choice between organized crime and the people they cared about most, these men chose family. Every time. Of course, as long as you've got people who are willing to steal, maim, torture, and murder to get ahead, you're never getting rid of the mob.
I love this trailer. It's incredible, and I really, for a start, I really doubt this, but I would really love to see it remade with the Definitive Edition trilogy out there. I'd love to see that. And if you, yourself watching this, would like to see this, let me know. Drop a like on the video and comment down below, and if enough people do want to see this, I'll take it upon myself to remake this trailer. It's a masterpiece. It's so clever. I could speak for hours about this trailer. They show very well how Mafia 1 links to Mafia 2, and then Mafia 2 links to Mafia 3. They show it all so well, and they really do all the characters justice. And obviously they find a way to show up front that all of the characters throughout the Mafia games have always put their family over organised crime and over the mob, which is really what makes the protagonists in the Mafia game so easy to like, is the fact that while they will do horrible things, family always comes first. Their family, not their respective crime family. It always gets confusing using the word family when you're talking about the mob. Either way, this is an incredible trailer for an incredible series, and with the end of this trailer, it does bring us to the end of our week of Mafia content here. If you have watched the entire week of content, what more can I say but thank you? It really does mean the world to me. Like I said, genuinely, if you would like me to remake this trailer, let me know in the comment section down below, and once the Definitive Edition comes out and I have access to all of the cutscenes for that, why not? Just for those of you who are interested in my tribute videos, I do want to say that later on today I have a very exciting little teaser going up for this weekend's tribute, and oh boy, I can't wait for it. Just before we end today's video on Mafia, I would like to say if you are a fan of Mafia, which let's face it, you're watching a Mafia video, you probably are, my Mafia 1 and Mafia 2 tributes are live on my channel right now, and my Mafia 3 tribute will be going up at the end of this week. And like I said, if you are a fan of the Mafia series, you probably are really going to enjoy them. So with that all said, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, drop a like on the video. If you disliked the video, drop a dislike on the video. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video.